Okay, I think we are streaming now. I'll just check. I think we are streaming now. Yeah, I'll just check. Perfect. Just let me check if the screen is visible to you guys. Just check. It is visible, but okay, fine. Okay, we'll start. Okay, so hi guys, welcome to our first ever live stream YouTube on Work Life channel. So what we are going to do today, we are going to solve AFCAT, that is Air Force maths paper, right? All. So the year is 2015. The PDF is easily available on Google search or anywhere. If you want it, then you can just comment on the comment section, then I will provide you with the link PDF of both this question paper and the solution that we are going to do today. Fine. So let's just start. Okay, so I hope the screen is visible, both question and answer. So the math section starts from question 30 and we'll try to solve it from 30 to 65. So AFCAT, actually let me just give you a brief intro about AFCAT. AFCAT is a general exam for Air Force. So it consists of 100 questions, out of which 20 are of math section, right? So it becomes very necessary that you have to solve it, you have to make it strong. And generally the level of questions that is asked in this maths paper is very easy. Okay, so I hope that you will learn from it, and let's just look at it and let's solve it, right? Okay, fine. So you'll see that these questions are very elementary level type, like you can solve it just by like practicing some few questions on the pattern and all, and you can easily crack this exam. Okay, without further ado, let's start. Okay, so question 30 says if A, B, C can do a piece of work in 20, 30 and 60 days respectively, in how many days can A do the work if he is assisted by B and C on every third day? Okay, fine. So this is a question of number of days in which the work is like completed by this three persons ABC. So the trick, the most important trick to solve this question is find the rate of everyone, like rate of every person. Okay, so how it is rate calculated? Rate is calculated by work by time. Okay, so simple. It's a very important trick that will help in you on all examinations. May let it be AFCAT, let it be CDS, it can even be UPSC, CSAT, that is the second paper after prelims that has just taken place today. So we will try to solve it, right? So A, B can see can do a piece of work in 20 days. So rate of A would be, like let's assume the work be W and time taken by A is 20. So RA would be W by 20. Similarly RB would be 30 days, okay, work by 30. Similarly RC would be work by 60, right? In how many days? Now they're asking that in how many days can A do the work if he's assisted by B and C on every third day, right? So what we do with in this trick, we just solve it using this for equation, like work is equal to work, where the right hand side of work will be work itself and left hand side of the work will be rate into time. We'll see what I mean. Okay, so work done, total work done will be again W as it is, since it is given that in how many days can A do the work, like can A do the work. Okay, so work is W itself, so on RHS it will be W, and on the LHS it would be work done by A plus work done by B plus work done by C is equal to total work done. Okay, so work done by A is, let's rate into time, RA into TA plus RB into TB plus RC into TC is equal to W. Okay, so we have just found out that RA is equal to what? W by 20 here. Into what is TA? TA is like we actually have to find TA only. So let's assume that T is the time taken by A to this complete this work. Okay, so RB, we will just substitute the value of RB and RC also, W by 30, and let's leave this place as it is for this 1 minute. It will be W by 60. Okay, is equal to W. Now given in the question is that he is assisted by B and C on every third day. That is, since like these two, these B and C are only work, suppose these are number of days are like 1 2 3 4 5 6 etc. So A is working on 1, A is also working on 2 3 4 days etc, but B is only working on one first day, but after 3 days, like 2 3 4, like he is working on after 3 days gap, right? So after 1 day he will actually skip these 3 days and then work on 5. Similarly C will work on first day and after he'll work on 5th day. So clearly the net work done by B and C will be reduced, hence we'll divide the total time taken by them by 3, right? T by 3. Fine. Just now it's just a matter of substitution, like we'll solve it. W gets cancelled, W, but it will become T by 20 plus T by 90 plus T by 180 is equal to 1. Okay, just take LCM 180, 20, how much does 180? 90, take T common, 9 plus 9 to the 18 and 80 on the 18 is 1. This T becomes 180 by 9 to 912, right? So T becomes 12 on the 12, 12 5 is 60. T is equal to 15 days is the right answer. That's it. So answer to our question becomes B. Okay, now we'll go to next question. I hope this question is clear. We proceed to question 31. Okay, a man can row 9 1/3 km/h in still water and finds it is thrice his time to row and has to row on the same down the river. Okay, so we'll assume this is the river. Okay, and he can row 9 1/3 km/h in still water. Okay, so let's assume that the speed of water is U and speed of that man is V. Okay, so given is V is equal to 9 1/3 km/h. Okay, so let's assume the flow is like the river is going from left to right. Okay, so there are two scenarios. Okay, the first one is like the man is traveling in direction of river, and second one is he's actually walking, like not walking, he's swimming against the flow. Okay, So V is given, we have to find U, and another extra information is given that T, time taken by upstream, is actually thrice the time taken by the swimmer to travel the shore downstream, right? So what does this upstream means? Upstream means simply means against the flow, and downstream means with the flow. Okay, so now, so given is that, let me just substitute this equation, we'll solve it. So what we know, extra information, we know that time is actually distance by speed. Okay, so time is distance by speed. So we'll assume that the distance is d, the depth of the river is d. So then d by speed, okay, upstream, that is against the flow, that is, this is speed of man, and this is speed of okay, this is the speed of river, and this is the speed of man. Okay, and this is, and downstream means that this is speed of river, and again this is the speed of man, they're in the same direction. Okay, I just write like this. So T upstream, that is distance by net speed. Okay, this equation, net speed is what? Against the flow, then it will be subtracted, say B minus U is equal to 3 times distance by with the flow, that is U plus V, V plus U. Okay, so we can just eliminate all these equations to get this. So I hope you understood this equation, like given time in upstream is actually thrice the time taken with the downstream velocity. Okay, now it's just a matter of like rearranging the equations, so D gets cancelled, so it would be V plus U is equal to 3 times V minus U. Okay, so V plus U is 3V minus 3U, so 3V minus V would be 2V is equal to 3 plus U 4U, or U is equal to V by 2. Okay, this is our equation for U. So what was given? V was actually 9 1 by 3, or 9 is 27 1 is 28 by 3 kmph. So U will become by 2, that is 14 by 3 kmph. 14 by 3 can be written as 3 3 4 ja 12 and 2 4 2 by 3 kmph. I hope it is an answer. Yeah, it is there. C is the correct option. You see, these questions are really easy, you can solve it by yourself also, these are not so much hard. Okay, we'll just proceed to next question. 32. Speed of boat in still water is 10 kmph. Okay, we'll again use the same convention, that V is the speed of boat, it is 10, it can travel 1026 kilometer in the same time. Okay, now given T upstream barabar T downstream. Okay, B is 10, and distance is now changing, like D1 is equal to 26, actually D2 is 26, because we are taking this downstream as a second point. D2 is 26 and D1 is 14, right? Just a matter of substitution, we'll use this exact formula, T is equal to D by B. You see, these AFCAT actually ask questions only based on formulas, right? These are basic elementary maths that anyone can solve. You just need to know the formula, and this is a very basic formula that you already have learned in your previous classes and all. Even if you have not learned this, then it is very easy to learn, right? Just we'll proceed by this. T upstream would be distance by speed, so D1 by V1 is equal to D2 by V2. Why these two are equal? Because it is given, like same time. Okay, so we'll solve it. D1 is 20, D1 is 14, D2 is 26, and V1 is upstream, right? So upstream means these two are in opposite directions, u and v. We'll just subtract it, v minus u, and these two are and downstream means these are two are in same directions, like v plus u. Okay, so or just this can be also written as 14 by v minus u is equal to 26. Okay, I'll just substitute these values, right? So 14 by v is given 10 minus u we have to find 26 by 10 plus u. Okay, so 2 7 ja 14, 2 13 ja 26. Okay, 7 10 ja, they are like, we just crisscross it, crisscross multiply, 7 10 ja 70 plus 7u is equal to 13 10 ja 130 minus 13. Okay, so we'll send it here, 13 plus 17 20u is equal to 130 and 70 60, u is equal to 3, right? 3 km/h. See what, these are so easy questions, everyone can solve it, including you, including me. Yeah, C is the correct answer for question 32. Okay, now we'll jump to question 33. 33, the sum becomes double in 16 years, how many times it will be in 8 years? Okay, so this question is, if a sum, let the sum be p, it becomes double in 16 years, right? And how many times it will be in 8 years? Okay, okay, so if it becomes double in 16 years, then how many times it will be in 8 years? Okay, so this is the time span for 16 years. Suppose if it was for only 8 years, then how much p this would be? Okay, so in this equation, like, we can just use this interest formula, I guess. Then p would be so we can see that this difference is p, right? So in the first case, like, okay, let's assume the first case, case 1. So the difference is what? 2p minus p is equal to p in 16 years. So case 2 would be difference in, let's assume this is x minus p in 8 years. So by common sense it is clear that, right? Because what it is clear that it takes 16 years to actually double it. Uh, 16 years to double this amount. So it must take somewhat like in this less year, like half the year, it must take some, like, the principal amount should be decreased, right? So it should be some value that should be less than 2p. Okay, x should be less than 2p. And how much it should be like this? So it's what we like, I'm also saying this equation for the first time, this question, I guess. So just let's try to solve it by using common sense. Okay, so if it takes 16 years to 2p, so it's an exponential graph, right? So we can assume that we can assume some compound interest formula, right? So compound interest says that p into 1 plus r by n to the power nt. Okay, n is, everything is 1, rate of interest we don't know, so compound is p, it is 1, r is by 1, n is 1, and t is, right, t is 60. Yeah, so ci1 it is, so ci2 would be okay, p times 1 plus r by n to the power 8. Okay, so this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So how did we arrive to this equation? We arrived this equation by using the formula of compound interest. Why compound interest? It is given by CI is given by principal amount into 1 plus R by N to the power NT minus P. So this is the basic formula for compound interest. Okay. So similarly for compound interest one, it would be principal amount 1 plus R by N minus P, and this would be Ci2P minus P. Okay. So what is given? Equation we have been given that this interest is what is interest? Interest is actually amount minus principal. Okay. So given that Ci1 is actually 2P minus P, because 2P is the double amount and P is the principal amount, it would be P eventually. So what we get? We get that Ci1 is equal to P1 plus R by 1 power 16 minus P is P. So we just put this here, so it becomes 2P is equal to P1 plus R to the power 16. Okay. So similarly using this equation, so what we have, that 1 plus R to the power 16 is basically 2. Okay. So using this equation and our equation 2, we have Ci2 is equal to P1 plus R to R power 8 is minus P would be okay. So we have this equation. What we do, we will just take the square root of it. That is 1 plus R to the power 16 to the power 1 by 2 will be root 2, because 2 to the power 1 by 2 is root 2, right? And it can be written as 1 plus R to the power 8. Similarly, we'll substitute here, same thing here. So it would be 1 plus R to the power 8 over root 2 P minus P. Okay. So this is the second compound interest, Ci2. Okay. So what we have been asked, let how many times it will be in 8 years. Okay. So they are asking about the amount. So amount is what? Ci plus principal, that is root 2P. Okay. So amount is how much times of principal? It is about root 2 times. So answer should be root 2, if I'm not wrong. Okay, it is they are giving the options of 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 3 by 4, 1 by 4. Okay, so the option is not matching, right? So okay, I will just check it and like post you the next part in the comments or in the upcoming videos. We'll see just. Okay, so we should proceed to next question, right? Okay, I will just take a look at it after we end this live session. Okay, we'll go to question 34. So basically, according to me, the answer should be root 2P, but I'll see. Okay, 34. In how many years will a sum of 800 at 10% and per annum compounded semi-annually become 926.8? Okay, it's a simple equation of compound interest, simple formulation of compound interest. You just have to remember this formula. Ci is amount minus principal, where amount is P into 1 plus R by N to the power NT. That's it. You don't need to remember any third formula for this. Even this formula is fine. This is all right. Okay, just substitute these equations into this. What is given? So okay, P is 800, R is 10% per annum. Okay, so if R is 10% per annum, so we just write this R as 10 by 100. Okay, that would be 0.01. Compounded semi-annually. Okay, semi-annually simply means that n would be 2. Okay, why n would be 2? Like just suppose this is 1 year, then semi-annually would be these two regions, right? It can be divided into two regions, 6 months each. So n would be the number of regions in this 1 year width. Okay, so P is known, R is known, N is known. What remains? T. Okay. Okay, we have been given amount instead. Amount is 926.10. Okay, still amount. So we have to calculate T. Just substitute the formulas. 926.1 is equal to P 800 1 plus R by N, that is 0. Okay, this would be 0.1 only. 0.1 by N. N is 2 to the power NT. NT is 2 into T. Okay, so it would be 926.1 by 800 equal to 1 plus 0.1 by 2, 1 point, this is 0.5 square T. Okay, so we will just compute it. So 926 divided by 8 divided by 2 should be 926.1 divided by 800 should be 1.1576 is equal to 1.0 1.1025 to the power T. Okay. Okay, so I have used a calculator for calculating this. Remember, you don't have to calculate it exact in the examination hall. You can do it just by using the just approximating, like you can just, instead of 926 you can take 930 or something, divide it by 800, get the exact approximate value, then square 1.05 on the right hand side to the power T, and just get to this equation. Okay, so how to solve this? Take log at both sides. You can take log 1.1576 is equal to T log 1.1025. Okay, so log 1.1576 would be 0.06. It would be 0.0636 is equal to T log to base 10 and 1025 0.0424. Okay, so T would be this by this, 0.06365 and 0.424. Oh, it comes around 1.5 years. Okay, is it in the options? Yeah, option B. See, option B. So 34B is the right answer. See, you just have to calculate it approximate. There is no high level maths in it. You just have to be accurate and fast. Okay, so we'll continue to question 35. A sells 2 TV sets, one at a loss of 15%, at a loss of 50%. Loss gain percent the overall transaction. Okay. So this looks like a straightforward question, right? A is a person that sells one TV set at loss of 15% and second TV set at 15% gain. Okay. So we have been asked that what is the total loss gain percentage in the overall transaction. Okay, so just keep one thing in mind. What is this? So on the first look, we see that since 15% loss is there, 15% gain is there, the equal number of loss gain, so the net loss gain transaction percentage should be 0, right? That's what common sense says. But remember that we people are not in class 5, class 6, class 7. Okay, we are not in these class. We are in higher secondary, or we are giving competitive exams. So there is a high probability that the one that looks straightforward, the question that looks straightforward will, like 90% of chance there would be some trickiness involved in it, right? So in order to tackle that, we will do just we'll just recheck it, like whether this thing is correct or not. So what to do, we'll just check it. So in this, the best option to tackle percentage questions is like just assume some principal amount to be 100, right? The best thing ever in tackling any percentage questions. Okay, so p, let's assume p is 100%. So first option is given as if amount is not given, you can assume p is equal to 100, right? So given that in first case he sells it as a 15% loss, okay, so basically he like sells it at 85, and the second case he gains 15 rupees on there, that is 115. Okay, so remember, like as we said, is 90% of chance this common sense will be lead to negative answers, but 10% part is also there. But for our just our accuracy, like for our what we need, that is this just for our checking purpose, that whether this thing is right or wrong, we'll just try to solve it by our own. That's it. Okay, so principal is 100, he sells is a 15% loss, that 15% loss it will be 85, and 10% gain will be 115. Okay, so find the loss gain percentage of overall transaction. Okay, overall transaction. So what we do, overall transaction, what is the total cost price? Total cost price is CP1 plus CP2, that is 100, he sells one at 100, second one also sells at 100, so as 200 would be the cost price. Okay, so the selling price would be SP1 plus SP2. Okay, so it would be 85 plus 115. See, it is again 200. So in this case CP is equal to SP. Okay, so therefore no loss or gain percent, right? So here our answer should be this D. But we will see soon, like what I was talking to, like why this thing is important. Like we have to just double check it through our own when this common sense doesn't work. We will see. But in this question, right, so this is right. So net CP is equal to SP. So there is no loss gain. Okay, 100, 200. Okay, coming back to question number 36. Okay. Man traveled from point A to B at the rate 25 kmph per water at the rate of 24 km. Okay, so he went from here to here at 25 kmph and walked back at the rate of 4 kmph. Okay. Whole journey took its distance. Okay, we have to find distance. Simple. Distance is equal to velocity into time. Basic equation. You see that in every AFCAT question, math question, you will just use a simple mathematical formula, right? So total distance is equal to average speed into total time. Okay, so let's assume that distance from A to B is D. So total distance would be DAB plus DBA. Why? Because he is coming back, is equal to V1 TAB plus V2 TBA. Okay, so since distance is same, we can assume this as D plus D. V1 is given as 25 kmph. Time taken is it is given as, it's not given, right? So I assume T1 plus V2 is what, 4, and this TBA is again not given. Okay, so the LHS would be D plus D 2D. Okay, and what would be the RHS? RHS would be average speed into average time, total time, sorry. So what is the average speed? Average speed is this 25 plus 4 by 2 into total time is 5 hours and 48 minutes. 5 hours 48 minutes plus 48 by 60. Why 60? Because this will convert this entire unit to hour. It would be 2d. Okay. Distance becomes 29 by 2 into 5 hour plus 48 by 60. What is this? This is should be around 12 4 40 or 12 5 60. 5 5 25. Okay. 5 plus 4 by 5 hours. 5 by 25 plus 29 by 5. This would be 2d. So we'll just divide it by 2. So we'll get final d as 29 into 29 by 10 by 2. Okay. This would be around, okay, this would be around coming around 40 42 kilometers is coming. We'll see. Okay. Okay, we'll just skip it for the moment. We'll see again this question next. Okay, just mark it. 56 what we are missing. Okay, we will just solve. We'll first solve those who we are confident about, right? So I just not want to teach you wrong, right? Okay, I'll go to 37. Train traveling at uniform speed clears a platform 200-meter long. 200-meter long platform in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. And passes a telegraph post in 5 seconds. Okay. Speed of train is, what is v? Okay. Okay. Train traveling at uniform speed clears the platform 200 meter long in 10 seconds. Passes a telegraph post in 5 seconds. Okay. So let's assume this train starts from here. Okay. So it's, isn't it directly given that that train passes this? Okay, okay. So let's assume the train length to be L. Right, this is a train. This length is L. So it's given in the question that distance L plus 200. This is the total distance by this time. What? This total distance by total time, or like we can see that distance by velocity. L plus 200 by velocity is v is equal to 10 seconds. Isn't it given in the first line itself? Like the total distance that the train that takes, which is of L length and which covers a platform of 200 meter, with velocity v takes 10 seconds to cover it, right? Similarly, the train will take 5 seconds to just cross this check post. A check post is like a simple stand, that is a pillar like thing that doesn't is of like like insignificant width. We can just assume this net width be 0. Okay, so what I want to say that the train will take, let's say the length of train is L again, so L by again V is actually 5 seconds, right? So we have two equations and two variables, so just solve it. What we want to know, we want to know V, so we will just substitute L is equal to 5V into this equation. I hope you understood these two equations, right? Like this equation says that the check post, this platform is covered in 10 seconds and this simple vertical check post is traversed in 5 seconds. Okay, using the same formula, T is equal to distance by V. So we'll substitute L is equal to 5V here. So 5V plus 200 by V is equal to 10. So just crisscross it. 200 is equal to 10V minus 5V, just direct. 5V would be 200, so V would be 40 meters per second, right? Okay, so what we are asked in kilometers per hour. So just substitute is using this formula. V is equal to 40 meters means 1 by 1000 kilometer, and second means 1 by 3600 hours. So 40 into 3600 by 1000. Okay, I think it should be opposite, right? It would be simply 40 into 5 by 80. That's what we know. Simply we know, right? This hour to minute conversion like this. 1 hour consists of 60 in minutes into 60 in seconds, and which will just multiply, it will get 3600. And this what the next thing, meters, right? 1 kilometer is 1000 meters. Okay, so we would be 14 to 500 by 8, 14 to 5 by 18, that is 200 by 18 or 100 by 9, that is around okay, are you doing it right? Again we'll see this question, so it should be right around 40 meters per second. Okay, we'll come to question 38. 38 is price of sugar increases by 20%. Okay, price is increased by 20%. What percent of family reduce the consumption of sugar so that there is no change in expenditure? Okay, consumption should be decreased so that expenditure is 0 change. Okay, so simply, like, we know this expenditure, simple by common sense, would be price into consumption. Okay, so just we'll assume that the initial price of sugar was 100 rupees. So if its price has increased by 20%, so now it has become 120 rupees. So case 1 would be when there was no change, like E1 would be 100 price into consumption 1, let's say C1. Okay, so what is C2? Case 2 would be E2 is equal to 120 into C2, right? Because since the price has increased by 20%. So but it is given that this expenditures is same, like there is no change in expenditure, right? So we can just equate these two equations, that would give 100 C1 would be 120 C2, or 5 C1 would be 6 C2, or C2 would be 5 by 6 of C1, right? So this is the change in consumption. Like the second case consumption should be 5 by 6 of the initial consumption, such that the expenditure remains constant. That is, the price has increased by 20%, but the consumption should decrease to 5 by 6 of initial, such that the expenditure remains same. Okay, so just assume that, again we will assume that let consumption 1 would be 100 rupees, and consumption 2 would be 5 by 6 of 100. That is, 5 by 6 into 100 becomes around 83.33. So net change would be C2 minus C1 by initial. What was the initial? Initial is C1 into 100%, that is around 17 by 100 into 100%. Okay, so the consumption, so if you will calculate this exact value, it would be around 16.67, right? This 16.67 by 100 into 100. Okay, so the consumption should decrease by 16.67%, or 16.2 by 3% decrease. Yeah, C is answer. Whew. Okay, yeah, found answer last. Okay, so question 39 will be the second last question of our session. Is A salary is 20% lower than B salary is 15% lower than C salary, but how much percent C salary more than A salary? Simple. Given A, B, C. A salary is 20% less than B, and B salary is 15% lower than C. How much C salary is more than A salary? Simple, same equation. Like, just assume the salary of C to be 100. Then it is given that B's salary is 15% lesser than C, implies that B's salary should be 15% less, that is 85 rupees. Okay, and again, if A salaries we are talking about, then it is 20% less than B, that is it is actually 80% of B. Why? Because, like what I'm saying, that if someone's salary is 20% lesser than 100, okay, that is, so it should be 80% equal to 100. Okay, I think I should give a better example. Okay, simply I mean that, look at this example only. So its salary is actually 20% less than B. Okay, so suppose if B's salary was 100, so A's salary should be 80 rupees. That's what I'm talking about now. So 20% lesser means 80% exact of B. Okay, so this is the salary of A, then we will just substitute this 80 by 100. A salary would be 80 by 100 of 85. Okay, so this is salary of A, and similarly this is the salary of C. So now we are comparing C and A. So by how much percent is C salary more than A salary? Okay, we're comparing C and A. So C is 100, and what is A? A is around 80 into 85, 100. It is 68, right? So we are comparing C and A, okay, more than A salary. So the base is what? Base is A. A is the base. So this percentage is calculated as difference by A salary into 100. Simple. So what is the difference? Difference is actually C, that is 100, minus A is 68, right? We just calculated, by A is 68 into 100%. That is 32 by 68 into 100. What is it? It comes out to around 2 divided by 68. That is 47.05%. This is the answer. Is it in the options? Yeah, it is in the options. D is the correct answer. See, like in actual examination, you don't need to calculate 80 into 85 to get the exact value. It should be like 5 over 40 and it is 64 for 6800. Okay, so you can even take like around 7000 or something, because see that these equations, like there are on a significant gap, 44, 45, 46, 47. So even if you take, if I'm not wrong, that even if you take 68 to 7000, so this 47.05% should be like on a gap of plus minus 0.1 only, like it should be 47.1% or 46.9%, even if you will to get closer to answer. So you just have to calculate it approximately. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the crux of what we want. Okay, so this question is done. So we'll come to question 40. Okay, so the average weight of 5 men is increased by 2 kg when one of them who weighs 60 kg replaced by new man. The weight of new man is okay. So how to solve this question? So look, there is no formula for it. Like there's no formula in some textbook like you should, or there's not some definite pattern like you should go through this step only. The process which I follow in this average question is, I just take, this is my way of moving forward, of course, is that I just take the average of the men's weight as their weight itself. Okay, what I'm trying to say, look, just we'll just see. So average of 5 men is increased by 2 kg when one of the men is weight 60% is replaced by new man. Okay, so let the average of one man be x, and average of 5 men weight is x. So simply we can take, in case 1, when the 2 kg is not added, we can take the men weight to be x, 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 x and x, right? So in case 2, what they are asking, that they have increased 2 kgs in all the 5 men's weight, x plus 2, 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 right? So average weight of 5 men is increased by 2 kg. One of the men who is okay, they're not increasing the individual weight a bit. Okay, so they're saying that average weight of 5 men is increased by 2 kg and one of the men's weight is 60 kg. Okay, let's assume this person's weight is 60. Okay, and this is replaced by a new man. Let's say it is replaced by some y. So it is given that, okay, it is given that the average of this many people is x and the average of this many people is x plus 2. Just use this formula. Then according the case 1, average would be x plus 60 plus x plus x by 5. That is x plus 60 plus x plus x plus by 5 would be x. It is given, right? So and in case 2, it is given x plus 5 plus x by 5 is actually x plus 2 this time, because the average weight is increased by 2 kg. Okay, we'll just solve it. So this would be 4x plus 60 is equal to 5x, which gives x is equal to 60, right? Okay, and in this case it would be x plus x plus, that is 4x, is equal to 5x. 5 plus 4x is 5x plus 5 to the 10. Okay, so y would be this time x plus 10, right? So we have just found out x is 60, We'll just use this in this equation to get y is equal to 60 plus 10 is 70. Is 70 there in the option? Yes, it is. So answer D is the correct option. Done. Okay. So coming to our last question, it is 41. Okay, it's given that A and B can do a piece of work in 18 days, B and C can do 24 days, and A and C can do it in 36 days. In how many days B and B can alone finish the work? Okay. So again, as it's just like the similar first question that we did in the session, that we'll just use this formula that we'll find out the rate that is given. That let's assume the total work is W. Okay, so A and B can do a piece of work in 18 days. What it says that W by this, that W be the total work and RA is the rate of work done by A. Similarly, RB will be the rate of work done by B and RC would be the rate of work done by C. Right? So given according to question that W by RA plus RB is actually 18. Okay. And W by RB plus RC is 24 and W by RA plus RC is 36. Okay, so what we are so these are the three questions that we have been given. W by this, W by this, and W by this is 36. Okay, so in how many days B can alone finish the work? Okay, so they are asking that W by RB is what, isn't it? They're asking this only now, that what is the time for which this W by RB is completed. What we are using this basic simple formula that we have discussed in the first question itself, that work done by rate would be time. How did we arrive to this equation? Is it a equation that is given by anyone, like is it like any random equation, or is it some concept related to it? Yes, of course it is. It has some concept related to it. It is not a random equation because it is derived from this equation only. Rate is equal to work by time. Simple. So since R is equal to W by T, we can simply crisscross it to write it as work by rate is equal to time. So that's the way of looking into it, right? We have been asked W by RB is what? Okay. So what we will do in these three questions, that's the first, the second, this is the third. What we'll do in these three questions is we'll just reverse it. Like we are calculating the time, we'll just divide it by W by T. Okay. So what I'm trying to say, equation 1 can be rewritten as W by 18 would be RA plus RB, right? W by 24 would be RB plus RC, and W by 36 would be RA plus RC. Okay, these are the three equations that we have. I just interchanging the numerators and denominators. Okay, so one trick that will apply here. Okay, so this is our very important trick. So just look at it with like concentration, right? See this, it's around 1 AM in the morning and we are just like working on the equations. Okay, so let's come back to topic. So the trick would be like, it's not given, like it's not even discussed like what is W in this question, right? So it's not given in the question. It has been discussed even once, that what is W, what is the value of it, is there any range limit according to any data or statistics. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll take we'll take a like proper guess, a proper substitution for w, such that this left hand side of the expression becomes some whole number or some natural number. Why we are doing so? Because in order to calculate Ra, Rb and Rc easily, okay, so they're not asking w, they're not asking w by 18, w by 24, they're just asking this, what is w by Rb, okay. So we will see eventually it will just get cancelled, okay. So what we'll choose, we'll take a smart guess. We can take some number that is LCM of 18, 24 and 36, okay. Why LCM? Because it will cut it, the denominators and denominators will get cut easily, the left hand sides will become very good numbers like that, on which we can multiply and divide easily. So these all things you have to done in exams, and you'll have to use these tricks there. So we'll not go on by taking w and RARB etc. You'll just have to make the questions as short as possible, okay. So we'll just take 18, 24 and 36 LCM. So it is done like this. So 6 will divide all of them, 6 3 is 18, 6 5 24, 6 6 is 36, right. So this is the LCM. The LCM would be 6 into 3 into 4 into 6. It would be around 36. Okay, so I think 2 can also cut it. 2 can also like divide these things. So final LCM would be 6 into 2 into 3 into 2 into 3, right. Okay, so one more addition. Just I'm very sorry, like I'm not doing like, they're not able to, like I'm making mistakes, right. I will just simply say, because a 3 will also cut it, right. 3 will also cut these equations, these two of them, like this 3 2 1, like, so this will be the final LCM of this 18 24 and 36. So LCM would be 6 into 2 into 3 into 1 into 2 into 1, okay. So this is the LCM. 6 into 2 12 3 36 2 is 72 is the LCM. So now we will see that what's the meaning of using, what's the purpose of using W as 72, okay. So equation 1 will simply become W is 72 by 18, that is 3 is equal to Ra plus Rb, okay. Second equation 72 by 24, that is, okay, first equation is this one, 18 na, okay, so it should be 4, right. I thought that this is 24, first equation, okay. So W by 18, 72 by 18 is 4 is equal to R plus Rb. For equation 2, 72 by 24, that is 3 is equal to Ra plus Rb. And equation 3 is W by 36, that is 72 by 36, 2 is equal to Ra plus Rc, okay. So we have these three equations, we have three variables, we have to find Rb, okay. Why Rb? Because we have to calculate this W by Rb, okay. So just substitute it, Rb, for Rb we can use Ra plus Rc is 2, right. So we can use this equation 3, okay, 3 is equal to Ra is what, 2 minus Rc, 2 minus Rc, from using 3, Ra is equal to 2 minus Rc plus Rb, okay. This is equation 2, and equation 1 is 4 is equal to Ra is what, 2 minus Rc plus Rb, okay. So this is, so we can write this as 4 minus 2, that is 2 is equal to minus Rc plus Rb, or this can be written as 3 minus 2, 1 is equal to minus Rc plus Rb, okay. We are missing something, just Not working. So just leave it. Let's solve it. Okay. So our equation was 4 is equal to RA plus RB. 3 is equal to R. Okay. See, made mistake. Second one is RB plus RC. This is RB plus RC. And this one is 2 is equal to RA plus RC. Okay. We have to find RB, right? So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So we'll actually subtract 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 will get 4 minus 3 would be 1, and RHS would be RA minus RC, RB cancelled. RA minus RC. And what is equation 3? Equation 3 is 2 is equal to RA plus RC. Add it. 1 plus 2, 3 is equal to 2 RA plus RC gone. So RA would be 3 by 2. Use equation 3. 2 is equal to 3 by 2 plus RC. RC would be 1 by 2. Finally, if we use equation 1, 4 is equal to RA, that is 3 by 2 plus RB. So RB would be 4 minus 3 by 2. 4 to the 8 minus 3, 5 by 2. RB is 5 by 2. Okay. So finally, what we have been asked, that it is given that if we have just calculated RB is equal to 5 by 2, and we need to calculate W by RB. We need to calculate W by RB. Why W by RB? Because they are asking how many days and we can alone finish the work. W by RB. W we took, remember we took W as 72, RB is 5 by 2. Yeah. So it would be around 144 by 5. Right. So it can be made in improper fraction by dividing 144. 5 to the 10, 4, 4, 5 edge of 40, 4, 0, 5 edge of 40, or 28 with remainder 4. This is the remainder, this is the quotient, this is the divisor. We can write it as 5, 28, 4. 28 4 by 5 days. Is it there in the option? Yes. Thankfully, yes. So C is the correct option. Right? So that's how we do it. So suppose like for extra question, if we take, if they had asked like in the same question that how many days can B and C complete the work together, and what they would ask, what we had to calculate, we had to calculate W by RB plus RC. In what days only A could have completed the work, it would be RA only, W by RA. And in how many days A plus B plus C, all of three of them could have completed the work, it would be W by RA plus RB plus RC. Note that we just need to calculate this equation, right? This fraction, denominator by denominator. So we can just use all these formulations that we did, right? We took W as 72, then RB plus RC would be like correspondingly 5 by 2 plus, if I'm not wrong, RC was 3 by 2, right? So you'll get the answer. Similarly, this would be 72 by 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2 plus 3 by 2. Then again you will get the answer. So even if you had taken W is equal to say something 100, if you've also taken, then that case also this RB and RC would have come like in corresponding answers only, like what you were expecting, that only you would have get. So you will eventually get to the same answer, but in order to get to it easily, we take the LCM of these three things like 24, 36 and 18, that just to get to the answer easily. Anyway, you'll get the same answer, but like as I said, in order to get it in a comfortable way, you should just use this LCM and all. Again, if even if okay, so if you have any doubts in this session, just comment it, or just you can also message us through our mail or anything. So we'll just keep you updated, and if you just like the session, if you thought that you have gained something to this session, you can just like the session, subscribe our channel, just comment it if you have any doubts, and we'll see what we'll do next. So don't worry, like even if you have any doubts, just post in the comment section. Post it in the comment section. That's all for the stream. So thank you very much. We'll see you next time, and just let's see what's it's in the store for us. Thank you and have a nice day.